Hey everyone! Just give it a second just to see if anyone's around. I'm all hot and sweaty because I couldn't get my laptop to work, so I'm on the phone instead. Hope you guys are all good and that it's going really well for your booking blitz this morning already, or evening or afternoon, wherever it is you are. But yes, I was here today. Tam asked me to talk about what I do with my online parties. So I'm just going to show you a few little things that I do. And then afterwards, I'm going to pop the link up to my mock party group. So I've got lots of posts in there that I then can use in my actual group. So I shall share that afterwards. But yes, hopefully it will help. So I'll just give it a sec. Okay, but yes, I hope you're all good. So I won't wait any longer because obviously I know it's really difficult when you're watching back on replay to just watch me waffle for a few minutes while people get on. So online parties. Well, first of all, I'm Sarah Jane. I'm a star director. I've been doing Scentsy for about just over 3 years now, and online parties hasn't really been a part of my business up until really recently. I.e. Sunday was my first proper, what I would say is my first proper online party, where I actually planned, really took some time to focus on what and how I wanted to do it, and was a successful online party. So prior to this, my business was built on home parties. To start with, it wasn't. To start with, it was literally social media. The thought of doing a home party scared the hell out of me. So I didn't do them to start with. And then I joined in late September. Come the sort of February, March, I knew I needed to do something different. So I started doing home parties. And since then, I've regularly done probably on average 2 a month. And then in the party season, kind of September to December, at least 2 a week. So obviously 2020 had other ideas and I needed to refocus my business. So I was working it online in terms of my social media, but I was missing that party element for all kinds of reasons, for the connection part, for the meeting of new people, for the PRV, for the new recruits that it brings, because parties are huge, as lots of you guys have already shared in here this morning, so I won't go on about that too much. But I knew I needed to step it up a gear because I know that a lot of my customers love the party element. I was always fully booked out. A lot of them were regulars that would do 2 a year for each catalogue change as well. And I wanted to kind of start doing something. So I started planning it and making it a focus of mine. And then since then I've only just started doing this over the last couple of weeks. So I've started to focus. I've done some host coaching, which is something that I've not done before. I've set up my mock group and got everything ready, and I've done it differently to how I've ever viewed doing online parties before. So I have done a few online parties and they've been like group posts. So having a group set up and literally just posting in there. At the time that I did them, I didn't even go live in them. They were literally just posts. And as you can imagine, they weren't that successful. I got a few orders, but not a huge success that I would walk away with being really happy with how it went. And that was down to my focus and my effort. Like, I didn't put the focus in there. Hey guys, hi Lindsay. But yeah, so I knew that needed to change, and so I've started looking at doing things differently, and this is what happened on Sunday. So I'll talk you through how I did it all. First of all, obviously asked one of my amazing customers, fully addicted, want her to join, but yeah, not yet. She will. I think she will. But she said that she'd have a party for me, an online one. And then I used all of the things that I've been putting in place to get that ready. So I started with host coaching. So if you've seen the post that I put up already, that's a video that I made specifically for my hosts, for me to coach. So it's a video where I'm talking through how it's going to work, what they can expect, what I expect for them to do so that they know what they've got to do. So for example, sending out messages. What I've changed as well from doing before is I've not set up the group at that point and said, invite everybody to it. What I've done is I've made it kind of more exclusive, and I've said, let's make it a VIP event. We're going to personally invite 15 to 20 people. you know, not everyone's going to turn up from that number, but it makes it more focused. You're having a personal conversation with them. So I script a text for them to write, which includes a link to my Google Form drive for them. So on my Google Forms, I've got a form that I set up for each host, and then they send that out, and then with the text that I write, and I'll share that as well. It's in the mock group, so it's in one of the posts, so you'll see the text script as well. And they then send that post out. They then fill out the post, and the reason that they fill out that form is because they know that they're going to get a party pack from me, a free party pack. Who's not going to fill out that form? They know they're going to get some goodies in there. So they then fill out the form, they give me their name, they give me their email, their address, and then I can send them that party pack in the post. It gives me that connection. They went and did that form, they want that party pack, so I've then got a way of communicating with them going forward. Even if they don't show up on that event, they've asked for it, they've been interested, so I can follow up with them. And then they go off, and then they also take a pouch party. So this is again where I've done something different. I'll show you my pouch as well in a second, and I'll go through that, but I just want to kind of run through the process. And then they go off with the pouch party a week before the actual event. If I've got enough time for it to be a week. If it's like a last minute thing, then I'll adjust that. But on this one, a week before, I set up the group. I put in, before adding anyone, I put in loads of posts. So, and I put them in order that I wanted them to see them. Obviously, if they comment on them, it's going to change, but at least it starts that way. And in that group, I put in different posts around the product. So I kind of pick a category and then do a post about that category. So that there's just one post for them to flick through, because some people won't make it to the live that we do, the live video. They won't be on there, and they might just snooze through. They might have a look through at some point and miss the video, or it's there for reference if I need to say anything to someone, or I mention it and say, oh, well, here's it, and I can just tag them in it. So it's all set up. And then in addition to those posts, I do videos. So I have done one about wax and warmers, so how it works. I've literally gone on and shared, if I can get this to reach, I literally did a video, and you'll see it when you go in there. But I've got like a warmer, and I was like saying the wax goes in here, here's how it works. A really easy demo that they can watch, so that those that aren't on the live video can see almost in that live element. I've done the same with a couple of other categories as well. I did the same with fan diffusers. I've still got on my list to do diffusers. I haven't done the actual diffusers yet, but I've done a couple of ones like that give them real life demonstrations. They get to know me, they get to see me and listen to me and see what I'm about, and it all works on that know, like and trust in the same way it does when you're generating other business away from parties. Still works the same. And then I add them all in. And I've done a post about the party pack. So what's in your party pack? What's in there? What does it mean? Because they get it, and yes, some of it is self-explanatory. But for example, there's a like it, love it list. They've only got a few samples, but it means that they can start ticking it off. And I use that now in my sample packs. So I tell people to keep them. And then every time they get a new sample, they can write down whether they like or love it. So I've started using them more now. That I used to keep them for parties and borrow bags where all my tester pots were going out, but I use them all the time now, and it's working really well because people just go and refer to that list and they know what they love. So they've got all that in there. I talk to them about that, and then I just do the odd post. So if something's launching in the meantime, I do a post about it in the group, but not too much, just like 1 or 2 posts in that week's time, depending on what's coming out as well. If obviously there's an amazing limited edition, I'm going to post an extra post about it. And then I like do a countdown, so like the day before, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to see you tomorrow, I'm really excited, blah blah blah. And then on the day, like an hour to go, we're going to go live, this is where it's going to be, this is how it's going to happen, and keep them excited. And I touch base with the host regularly. I've been talking to her about her pouch party and how that's working. I've been talking to her about her wish list and what's going on. I've obviously been talking to her of the situation as it is with the stock levels. So I've been saying, obviously, with your pouch party, with the orders that you've collated, just make sure that they're aware that things could change, or I can submit the order now and attach it to your party. But it means obviously that they need to pay now. If they're waiting for the party or they're waiting for payday or whatever, then it's up to them whether they want to have like a extra wish list that they could swap and change if they're not sure. but just because of the situation, I've been making it really flexible and just saying, look guys, this isn't the norm, but this is where we are at the moment, and making sure that I'm prepared and the host is prepared as well for those conversations so that we can adapt. And it's all been really great. So a couple of them had items on their pouch party orders that we had to change for different warmers, but they were absolutely fine about it. There was not even a second's thought with them. They were just like, oh no, we'll just go for that one, it's fine. So that was really handy, but it was all part of that preparation, and preparation is really key when you're dealing with your host and that coaching element. Okay, and then on the evening, so we scheduled it for 7:30, and I set up, I was going to do like a Zoom call, but with I've got WebEx accounts, so I was going to use my WebEx, and then I thought, actually, people have to download that app. And I wasn't sure whether people would be able to or not, and I remembered that Facebook has their rooms. So Vicky mentioned earlier doing like a messenger party and doing a call in there. It works pretty similar, but when you set up a group, it comes up at the top, create a room. So that's what I did, created a room, scheduled it for 7:30 on the Sunday, and then when it was time, everyone just went in. You just go to the group, it reminds you as well in the notifications, and people just click it, and then they come into like a Zoom. I'm going to call it a Zoom call, even though it's not, but like a Zoom call. And then it's just everybody's on the screen. We had, at one point we had about 6 people on the screen, and there was a couple of people in houses as well. So a couple of them had joined each other to be on that call, and sat at home with them, because obviously they were either in a bubble or allowed to be at home, because there was only 2 of them. So that a couple of them joined in together like that as well, which made it really fun too. And then I literally just said, hey, obviously I've done some posts in the group, but I know not all of you would have seen them. I'm just going to quickly run through what Scentsy is all about and show you some bits, and then it's over to you guys to chat, ask me questions, let me know what you want to talk about. I was going to do a game, but we all got chatting and we didn't do the game, so which was quite fun, because it was just really nice and informal, and it was really great. So that's kind of how it went. The total party order was she had 15% of the credit, so it was over £600 that she'd got in her orders from the pouch and the online. She had a couple in the pouch, and one hasn't even gone in yet because one's not due back, and she's determined that she wants this mini warmer when it comes back later this month. So we've still got that to add in, and that was one of the pouch party orders. So that's how it worked, and it was really, really good. So I'm going to just show you a little bit about the pouch party and the party packs that I sent, and then I'll add the mock group afterwards so you can look through the rest. The comments are all turned off in the group so that I don't lose the order of the posts, but you can look in there, and obviously if you've got any questions, just let me know. But the pouch party works like this. So this is this was the first time I'd used my pouch party. I've got 2 of these out now. The other one's doing it without an online party. But these are what they are. So they're just like an A5 wallet thing. I've stuck a sticker on the front and the back, my face on one side, a diffuser product on the back, and then it's just about welcome to your pouch party. Again, you'll see all the information. I'll share the image that I've used for the information that's on there. And then inside, I've kept it really simple. So I didn't want to give out all of my tester pots so that the host had to, everywhere she was going, particularly right now in this environment, didn't have to carry around all the tester pots to when she was seeing people at work or her friends. So I wanted to make this really simple, and it worked really effectively, because what I find is that when you get to know what a few of the scents, when you read the scents and you get the description and you know what a couple of those smell like, you get the idea of how good our scents are and how the description is kind of really accurate of how it is, and you can kind of use your imagination for the rest of the scents once you've smelt a few. It works really well, and I've done it quite a few times with different ways, like with sample packs and stuff. It does work, so I wasn't too worried about not sending out the whole tester pots. So I just sent 4 or 5 little tester pots out, so there's a few of those in there. Some bestsellers, some different ones. I'm trying to do a couple of each category as well, just to give them an idea. And then the rest of it is just some paperwork, if I can get it out. So a couple of catalogues, so there's 2 in there. Again, not loads, but if they ask for more, then I'll give them more. I want it to be really lightweight and easy to fit in a handbag. That's the ultimate with this. And then I've got a little letter around welcome to your party, and order form instructions. So what they need, so I've made it really simple so that they know what they need to do. What do they need to put on the order form, how they can pay, so they can either pop their card details on the paper form, or they can PayPal me or bank transfer me. And then I've got a link to my VIP customer group on there with the QR code. So they're everywhere. They're all over my bits of paper. A little bit around the welcome to your pouch party and their host, and that they've got a wish list that I put in as well. I haven't got one here, but like a little wish list that they can use. Hey Lisa. And then I've got my welcome to Scentsy sheet. So again, just a bit about the facts of why Scentsy is so good, like the safety and the fragrance and everything. And then I've got my other one that's also what is Scentsy, but it's more of the emotional attachment. So it's a bit more of the story of Scentsy for me and how I view it. But yeah, so I'll read it out to you, but I can always put the image up as well. But I just put, like, my other letter tells you all the facts, and I just list a few, like it's saved simple, value for money, guaranteed for life, blah, blah, blah. And then, but what it doesn't tell you is the story of it all. And this is just something that how I feel about Scentsy. So the beauty and science of scent is the emotions that it creates and recalls, the happiness it can bring when in an instant it creates a smile as you breathe in a scent that transports you to a memory of a holiday, a moment, an adventure, a loved one. How a scent can brighten your day. It can make you feel connected. It can make you feel calmer. It can be anything and everything to everyone. So I just really wanted to get that, and I put that in all of my packs. So my sample packs, my opportunity packs, everything. So it's just a really handy letter that I put in, and I put these in a certain order. Now I know I'm OCD, and most of you know that, but I do have a certain order, and it's because I want them to read in that order. I want them for the host to get obviously her pouch party bit first, and obviously she'll take that out and keep that to one side. And then I want her to, like, the people to see, welcome to Scentsy, what is the main reasons why Scentsy is so special, and then the emotional side. Before they get to the catalogue, I want them to appreciate and know why this is what it is. Because if they just look in here and they flick through and they just happen to see like a £79 warm air, they're going to be a bit, not everyone, but some people will be a bit like, that's a lot of money. Why? And then they might just shut off and just think, well, I can't afford that, so I'm not going to look at it. But actually, if they read all this first and that it is value for money, you know, you've got it once and that's it, then they kind of get that approach with it. How am I doing for time? Okay. And then I have obviously the wish list again. I have a few of those. I've only got one in there at the minute because I just popped it all together really quickly. But I put a few of those in there in case anyone wants to tick off while they're looking at it all with the tester pots. And then I have a pass the pouch party letter. This was one that Alex Ayling did a while back, and I've just adapted it slightly, but it's just around passing on that pouch. If they pass it to somebody, then they'll get a half price item for passing the party on, so that perpetual half price reward. So it's just a little bit about that, and it also tells them how it works as well. So if they pass it on, they can say, well, look, this is how the reward system works, so people know. And then that's all that's in there, bar the order forms, which I haven't got in there to show you, but the order forms would normally be in there. And that's how it works. And I put in about 10 order forms, and then I can obviously send more if I need to. If they're local, then I'll just put 10 in, and then I can give them more if they need to. If they're further afield, I might just stick 20 in just in case they need them. And then that all happens prior to the event, like I said, and then obviously we do the event. The other thing that I do, and I try and time the arrival of these party packs with when I set the group up, so when the group's ready for them to add in. So I add them in around about the time that I know that the party pack will land on their doorstep. So obviously some of them have been posted out, some of them are local, and I just try and time it with that so that it all corresponds. They get this and it makes sense because they're in the group, and they obviously know they're getting this because they've signed up to the form that I've asked them to fill in. And then in there, it's very similar to my sample pack, very similar. So this is what my sample packs look like. My sample packs have got a few samples in, a tea and a biscuit, a welcome letter, and a catalogue, etc. And then, because it's a party pack, there's just a few other little bits and pieces that I pop in. So first of all, I've still got these from the consultant store. I had a stock of these, so I've still got them. I use these as their wish list. I pop that in there I tuck it into the catalogue so that they can get it when they get to that point. They've also got, like I said a minute ago, the Like It Love It sheet, which on the back, which is stapled to it, is all the bundle and save offers, and again another little wish list column there as well. So they get that. But first of all, when they open it up, like I said, I structured the letters in the right order, but I haven't taken all the bits out, so I'm just showing you some of them. Welcome to your party pack. So this is just a little letter explaining that, like saying to them, thank you for accepting the invite to the party. This is your party pack. Here's what's in here. On the night, this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at this. What are the samples that you've got here? Then this is just a small slice of a cube, etc., etc. and that it'll be really informal, a chance to catch up with your friends and just have a really good evening. So it's just welcoming them to that whole concept. And then this is from one of the R1 leaders. I can't remember who did it now, but it's a party points list, and I just loved it. So they get like points for doing certain things. So joining the Facebook group, they get 10 points. Reading the pinned post, then they get another 5 points. Booking their own event, 50 points. Filling out their wish list, 10 points, and then popping that wish list, a photo of it, into the group, 20 points. Then first, second and third place order get different level of points, and 20 points for all other orders as well. And then they've got a little box here where they can tally up their points, and it says on here that I'll let them know who orders in what order, so they know for those points there. And that actually on the evening, so in my letter and in the video I do, that they're going to be able to earn more points from doing things. So what I plan to do more of, and again it didn't kind of happen because things are a bit off the cuff with live things, so it didn't I didn't actually do it in the party on Sunday. I did a little bit, but I didn't do it as structured as I had planned in my head, because obviously best laid plans and all that kind of go with the flow. But I planned to get them to have their party packs with them, which they did, to be fair, and get them sniffing the samples that they had. And what I did was I did 6 different samples across everybody that was going to the party, but I gave them different multiples of them. So some of them had like one, they might have had some of the same, but I tried to mix them up so that everyone had, or as near to possible, as people had different ones, but that some still had the same, so they could compare. So one person could sniff it and say, oh, it smelled like this, and they go, oh really, I smelled that one and it smelled like this, and then another 2 people would do a different one. So they had 3 each, but they didn't all have exactly the same. So that we could compare and get them to talk about the scent and involve them, and that would be a way to get them interacting, getting other people's opinions that are on the call. So it's not just me saying, oh, this smells amazing. I'm asking them what they felt about that smell. And then obviously the host had obviously some of her tester pots there as well, so I can ask her what she thought about that. She's got loads of warmers in her house, so I said to her, you know, what's your favourite warmer at the moment? And she showed a couple that she had in front of her as well on the live, so that they could see a few of them. I moved behind me because my setup's behind me, so I went over there and I showed them close up of those. I took the camera over and I said, oh no, this is this one. I changed them over because I've got some different shades there and stuff. And I've got some here that I had all lined up as well, extra ones that aren't on display. I'd like put my little extension lead in, and I showed the Glimmer and Glow up close. I showed the way that the mini warmers work with the plug-in and the tabletop base, how the bulb does it all. So I showed them all that and how it works as well, which is really good, because they kind of like, oh, I don't know how it works. How does it work? Tell me. So we did that. As well, and then obviously I focused mainly on the warmers and the wax, but I touched on some of the other products as well as did the post that I'd already done in the group. So that's kind of how it worked, and it went really well. Like I said, we had like over £600 of orders for her, based, I think we had about 200, well, probably about 150, 200 in her pouch prior to them coming on that live, and then all the rest were via that live as well, so on that call. So it did really work, and I was really impressed with the fact that I'd actually put in planning. So I'd prepared the host, I'd put in that work with her and done that coaching, and it had a massive difference to how I'd ever seen any of my parties online go before. And it was really fun. It was a really different way of doing it. It was nice because I know she hasn't seen some of those people for a while. So it was really good that they were chatting away, and I felt like I was welcomed in as part of the friends like we do with home parties. It felt as natural as that to me, even though I was really nervous before doing it, because it was totally out of my comfort zone to be on a live Zoom call with people that I didn't know at all. It being my first one as well, and also I was a little bit nervous of stock levels, and I had prepared them, so I'd done a video in the group prior to say about it all, and obviously during the call I'd mentioned that things were there now, these were what were here right now, but obviously things could change, so the quicker we get the order in, the better. And none of them minded. A couple of them had to change, while one of them dithered for a couple of days, and I was putting the orders in as soon as they came, obviously, and attaching them to the party, and one of them waited a couple of days before she decided, and then she sent me one, and I was like, oh no, it's literally just gone. Between me messaging her a couple of hours before that and her doing the order, that one went. And she was fine. She just changed to another one. There was no like bother about it. She knew that she'd taken obviously a couple of days extra, and she was like, oh no, it's my fault. I should have got this over to you the other day because I knew what I wanted, and then just didn't message you straight away. So you know, she was absolutely fine about it. And that's the thing. If you like explain to people how things work, why things are where they are, then you can just concentrate on what is available. And thankfully we have a massive catalogue with lots in there. So yes, some things are out of stock at the moment, but plenty is coming back all the time, and there is still loads in there. So don't let it put you off doing a party thinking, oh, what if, you know, this is sold out and this is sold out. Don't worry about it. As long as you've prepared them and you've spoken to them and you've made them aware of what is available. And I just kept like linking in my direct to all warmers. So I went into my website, went to all warmers and copied that link into the group, into any of the posts where I was talking to them, into messages with them. And the same, I went into all scents, so scent bars on the menu, and copied that across so that when I was talking to them, they weren't looking at the catalogue, they were looking at my website, because then they knew what was and what wasn't available, and then they could ask for the right ones. Or if they were desperate for something, then I could go and check and let them know when it was back, and then they could decide if they wanted to wait or not. But like I say, only one decided to wait, and only because it was a couple of weeks rather than like a longer period. But yeah, that's kind of how it worked. And like I say, I was really pleased with how it went, and I'm definitely doing more. So I've got one more booked in already this morning that someone signed up to, and I got that book in by sharing the Zoom call. So I did a quick screenshot when we were doing the party. Some of them had disappeared off by that point, but I suddenly remembered that I hadn't done it. So I quickly did a screenshot of the call, and then I posted that up in my group, and that is what got my book in this morning. So I actually tagged one person in it, and said, oh, you'd love doing this. And she's like, yeah, definitely book me in. So it works to share what you're doing as well, and share that the host got what she got. So I shared the other day that she managed to get the Glimmer and Glow for free, and that she got 2 half-price unicorn buddies and stuff. And I shared what she got. And I'll do the same when it turns up again. I'll share it again then as well when I've got pictures to actually share of it arriving. But yeah, it's just a fab way of doing it. It's a really great way right now because people are your captive audience because they are at home right now. They're our captive audience for the products as well because they're at home more and they want that nice smelling home, and you know, renovation, DIY and all of that at the moment is going to be rife again, and people are getting ready for Christmas and doing the decorations, and they want festive smells or just cozy smells. So now is the time. Like, it's our massive period of shopping and it's a massive period of being at home, so enjoy it. And I hope that your online party bookings go through the roof with doing this, because guys, the training that's going on in here with all the other ladies as well, I've learnt loads this morning of ideas I can take away, and it's just going to be amazing. So have a great booking blitz, and I look forward to hearing how you get on. But I'll do a post or put it in the comments or something with the group so you can see how I've done it with my mock group. But have a great day, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.